Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GTX 1060 6GB. You can see here in MSI Afterburner, plus 120 MHz on the core, plus 550 MHz on the memory. We are running a Ryzen 7 3700X and 16 gigs of RAM as usual, but you don't really need a Ryzen 7, of course, to run the GTX 1060 without a bottleneck. A Ryzen 5 1400 should be fine in this game. And as you can see, we're gonna be testing here starting at 1080p. We're also gonna be testing 1440p and 4K. Which are these two resolutions here. Xbox One X settings, as you can see over here, so ultra textured, everything else over here. These are the Xbox One X settings that I found in Digital Foundry's video. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, I suggest you do so. Pretty in-depth video comparison between the settings in the Xbox and on PC. Some of them are actually better on low settings than the Xbox One X, so keep that in mind. As you can see here, guys, we're getting pretty similar FPS to what we got with the RX 570, so that's very impressive, of course, for the RX 570. That's a $120–130 GPU nowadays, and it's getting pretty much the same performance here in this game as a GTX 1060 6GB. So yeah, that's really impressive here. As you can see, the game is still smooth, of course, with the GTX 1060 6GB, just as it was with the RX 570. I'm very curious to see how the 1060 will fare in higher resolutions, like at 1440p and 4K. The RX 570 got like 40 FPS at 1440p. Oh my god, I forgot about this, by the way. Sorry about that. We're just running around here. We're gonna try to find a little forest. And yeah, as we have 2 more gigabytes of VRAM in the GTX 1060 6GB, as we did with the RX 570 4GB, which is the one I have, I am probably expecting it to run a little bit better at 1440p or 4K, because well, I think the VRAM will help us a little bit, especially at 4K resolution. God damn it, I almost dropped there. I think I'm not really sure what Arthur did with his leg, but well guys, so far so good. As you can see, our average is in the low 50s, our 1% lows are in the 30s, but of course it didn't really drop to the 30s. It's just the micro stuttering that you see in the graph, like the frame time and frame rate graph. Every little spike is a micro stutter. It's not really noticeable, I think, at least. Like moving the mouse around, you don't really notice it, and it feels smooth, like a 50 FPS experience should feel like. But you know, the micro stuttering is there, and that's why our 1% lows are pretty low here in this game. So yeah, take it as you wish, but I don't think that the 1% low metric is actually accurate for the experience you're getting in this one. So far so good. 1080p is running absolutely fine on the GTX 1060 6GB. Of course, if you have the 3GB model, you probably won't be able to set the textures at ultras, so keep that in mind. And that one is also 10% slower than the, god damn it, I always am very scared of rivers in this game. But yeah, the 1063GB version has 10% less CUDA cores, so it runs a little bit worse, of course, like around 10% slower, I think, in most games at least. Keep that in mind, you know? If you have that GPU, it's not comparable to the 6GB model. Just subtract like 5 FPS to what we're getting here, and if you overclock your 3GB 1060, you should be getting that. So, okay, I'm gonna stop the counting system here. 50 FPS average, 31 1% lows, not bad. Perfectly smooth experience here in Red Dead Redemption 2. Of course, the game is playable, I think, at 30 FPS. That's just how I feel about this game. You know, you definitely don't need 60 FPS all of the time to run this game properly. 30 FPS is absolutely fine. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and change the resolution to 1440p. Okay guys, so we're back here, 1440p. As you can see, everything else is still the same here in the settings menu, of course. And let's get into it again. 30 FPS, alright, this is not bad. This is around the same again as the 570, I think. We're seeing a lot more foliage around us over here, so that's why we're in the mid-30s. We also dropped to the mid-30s when testing the RX 570 in big foliage areas. So in big forests and stuff like that. And yeah, as you can see here, it's a pretty similar experience. I think the 570 actually did a little little bit better, maybe it depends on the area, so that might not be directly compatible like 1-to-1, but you know, the experience is basically the same, I would say. I was expecting the 1060 to push ahead a little bit here at 1440p because of that what the heck is that guy doing? Of that VRAM advantage. Oh, okay, it's one of those guys, those Mexican guys that are just shooting bottles of stuff. So yeah, guys, the graphics here with the GTX 1066GB and with the other cards, of course, because the graphics are really the same here with the Xbox One settings. So what I meant is the graphics here with the Xbox One X settings are pretty decent, especially at 1440p. I am running a native 1440p monitor, so yeah, the game definitely looks great. I would probably recommend you to play at these settings because it's a good trade-off between performance and quality. So yeah, just plug in a controller in your PC and maybe lock the frame rate to 30 FPS if you are feeling like it, if you want like that console experience, of course, and I will have no problems playing like that. 1440p is running very smoothly here, kind of, you know, 30 plus FPS at least. As I said, 30 plus FPS is definitely playable for me in this game, in games like first-person shooters or even like third-person shooters like Fortnite, PUBG, stuff like that. I think 60 FPS are definitely what you should aim for in those games, but single-player titles and beautiful games, my god, okay, just chill, buddy, okay, just chill. Beautiful games like these are meant to be played at higher settings and maybe 30 FPS, so you can actually appreciate all of those beautiful visuals. So yeah, I will definitely choose to play at 30 FPS with higher fidelity graphics than, for example, at 60 FPS with low graphics settings, because I have already tested the GTX 1066GB on low, medium, high, and ultra settings in this game, and it did a fairly decent job. Like 1080p low settings, it did 60 plus FPS all of the time. Medium settings did okay as well. I think it was in like the 55, around 55 plus FPS, I think, so a little bit better than the Xbox One X settings over here at medium settings 1080p. I will definitely prefer to play, for example, at high settings with 40 FPS, which I think is what we got with the 1060 here at 1080p, over 60 FPS at low settings, because low settings really does look dull here in this game, and I think that it's not a very good experience, and you shouldn't really play this game like that. And so, as you can see here, 4040p, 37 FPS average, 22 FPS, 1% lows. That's not bad at all. The 1% lows, of course, are a little bit messed up because of the micro stuttering issues of this game, but you know what? Very smooth performance overall, very playable performance, at least. Not that smooth, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get back to camp so I can actually wait for the night to pass and test again in the morning time. So I'll see you soon, guys, at 4K, and yeah, don't go anywhere. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, still at 1440p, by the way, don't get me wrong, you know, it's not at 4K 30 plus FPS, we're probably gonna drop into the mid-20s, I think, maybe, not really sure, but let's do this. Okay, apply changes. So we're at 4K, as you can see, 3840 by 2160, and everything else here is still the same, Xbox One X graphics. Okay, very fast going through this. Let's go. And what FPS are we getting? Yep. Okay, so this is not playable anymore. Obviously, I wasn't really expecting it to be. Of course, after seeing pretty much the same results with the RX 570. Yep, you know what, guys? Actually, the 570 might have been a little bit faster than this at 4K. I'm not sure why. I was really expecting the opposite to happen. But it's oh Roach, okay Roach, we're gonna go with you now. All right, don't oh my god, this is hard, guys. At 20 FPS or 19 FPS. Let's go, Roach. Can you run, Roach, please? Can you please run, Roach? All right, that's my boy. Let's go. Alright, beautiful, beautiful Roach over here with us, my friends, at 4K. Well, is the other, okay, the other horse is not coming. Okay, so, yep, 4K experience here at Xbox One. Oh, come on, Roach, why do you stop so much? Go, please. Oh my god. As I was saying, 4K Xbox One X settings at what? 4K Xbox One X settings in Red Dead Redemption 2 with a GTX 1060 is not really playable, but of course I really wasn't expecting it to be playable. I am just impressed that the RX 570 actually managed to get like 20 plus FPS all of the time. God damn, I really thought we were just gonna hit that and fall off the horse. That discrepancy or similarity to the RX 570 is because of course the game is running in the Vulkan API. Actually, we're still getting kind of what we got with the RX 570 around here. Well, not anymore, we're dropping from 20 again. But yeah, the Vulkan API and DirectX 12 APIs, for example, show much better performance in AMD cards because, well, they are actually better utilized using these APIs. Come on, boy, just calm down, Roach. Calm down, Roach. Calm. Easy, easy, boy. Come on. I'm not gonna kill them, guys. I have too much bounty in my back already. Son of a horse. Okay, so that's been it, guys. 20 FPS average here at 4K with the 1060. 10 FPS, 1% lows, not really playable. At least you can set the texture quality at ultra settings because you couldn't really do that in the RX 570 or GTX 1650 because of the VRAM limitation. Of course, if you have the 8GB 570, you will be able to do so. But if you want to take some screenshots, some 4K screenshots in this one, the game looks fantastic at these settings actually, and yeah, this is actually a beautiful game. Okay, guys. Oh my god, Roach, don't do those stuff, okay? Don't do that stuff. Oh my god, oh, I almost crashed into that tree. And for example, guys, in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which runs in DirectX 12, the RX 570 was actually getting pretty much the same or better FPS actually than the GTX 1060. What the heck just happened? Are you good? Roach, you need to calm down, okay, Roach? Right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Bye-bye.